episode 2 of Mom, please, I really need this grade. Let's begin. Pass by value and pass by reference. How do you use them? What's the difference? And will you ever find love? I am going to be answering 2 of those questions today. So, I want you to get a pencil, a paper, a pen, anything you write notes on, because I want you to write this down, this vital, important information that you should never ever forget, alright? So pass by value basically means that we are passing a copy of the variable, while pass by reference means that we are passing the variable itself. I know what you're thinking. What does that mean? Well, let me tell you. I don't know. I'm just joking. Of course I'm going to tell you. Like I said, I need this grade. But I'm not just going to tell you. I'm going to show you. Oh, what's that? It's green screen time. Let's begin with a blank C++ program, okay? I'm going to need you to include an IO stream, and I'm going to need you to include the standard library. Alright, so what do we do now? First things first, we need to give our pass by value and our pass by reference each a function, right? For today's program, I don't need a return value, so I'm going to go ahead and put void. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put void, and then we're gonna put val for pass by value, and then inside the argument we're gonna go ahead and put integer val, and then inside that function we're gonna give our variable value. So we're gonna go ahead and put val is equal to 10, and then we're gonna go ahead and print that value. All right, so now we're done. Now we're just gonna copy this entire code, okay? We're gonna copy it, and then we're gonna paste it, because we're basically gonna do the exact same thing for pass by reference. We're just gonna change it a bit, right? So now instead of void val, we're gonna put void ref for pass by reference. And here's what you need to always remember when you're writing a pass by reference. Okay, do not forget this. Do not ever forget this. You need to put an and sign in between. Okay, so we have integer and ref, right? Do not forget this and, because that's what separates that, all right? And that's how you can also tell if a function is a pass by value or a pass by reference. Now we're gonna go ahead and give our variable ref a value of 15, and then we're gonna go ahead and print that. Now we're done. Let's proceed to our main function, okay? Integer main. And inside that, we're going to give ourselves a variable and a value. So we're going to go and put integer x is equal to 20. And then we're going to go ahead and print the value of x. Now, let's go ahead and call our pass by value function and then our pass by reference function. Okay? So val and then ref. Right. Now, under each function, we're going to go and print the value. We're going to copy this line. We're going to print the value of x. This is just to clearly show you the difference between the two and what they do. Alright, so now that we have that down, we're done, we're set to go, and then we're gonna run that. We're gonna run that bad boy. Alright, here we go. So, as you can see here, in the first line, we have x is equal to 20, which is correct because that's what we specified earlier in our main function, right? X is equal to 20, so it's good. Here's where it gets juicy. Alright, so now that we've called our pass by value function, we have the value of that function. So val is equal to 10. Below it, we'll see that the value of x again, which is still equal to 20, because this is where our notes come in, right? Remember the notes? I hope you wrote down the notes. I told you to write down the notes. Here, pass by value only passes in a copy of the variable. So this is basically just a copy of the variable. So this doesn't affect the main variable here, which is 20. That is why this still is 20. It doesn't correspond to this function. And here's where it gets interesting, because when we called our pass by reference function, right, ref, we have the value which is 15, ref is equal to 15, which is what we put in our void function earlier. But what's this? X is now equal to 15. Why is that? Because again, if you search your notes, like I said, I hope you wrote down the notes. It's very important. The notes are very important. I said pass by reference means we are passing the variable itself. So basically, this is not a copy. Instead, we are passing the variable itself into our integer x from earlier, right? So now this corresponds to whatever we passed through our pass by reference function. That is why x is now 15. And that's basically all you need to know about the difference between pass by value and pass by reference. I do hope you learned something, alright? And put a comment, say that you learned something so that ma'am will give me a higher grade. Maybe. Oh, and about the third question from earlier, the answer is no.